Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today. So today we're going to be looking at how you can speed up your computer by eliminating some of the bloatware and spyware that comes pre-installed from the factory. This is specifically for HP machines, and we will be going from the least risky option to most risky, which may end up breaking or damaging your system. So do anything that you see here today at your own risk. HP likes to make these processes more and more integrated into the system. So if you stop, uninstall, or delete them, while it may not crash my system here in the future, this may end up making your system unstable or corrupt. So do anything that you see here today at your own risk and do your own research. I'll try to upload more up-to-date content as things change, but in the meantime, we'll just get into it. So as you can see, I have the task manager open here, and a common issue that people run into with these cheap HP computers that you can just get from Walmart or your local superstore is that they seem to slow down fairly quickly after you purchase them. And that's actually not really the fault of the computer, although these are some of the cheapest, lowest spec computers that you can find out there. This particular laptop, I will put the model information on the screen, although that's not entirely relevant. What you see here today is the same across most HP devices, but may change going forward. So, some of the applications that come pre-installed and run in the background on your computer can simply be delayed by going into the startup apps portion of the task manager. For example, this HP SEU host launcher, completely unnecessary to the system. When I first did this install of Windows, this was enabled. All you have to do, as you saw me do here, is right click and then disable. That prevents this particular program from starting up on its own. However, if we go back to the processes here, we see things like HP Insights Analytics Service. And if we scroll a little bit farther, oh wait, nope, I think okay, so that's the only one with the HP specific logo right there. However, that's not the only HP bloatware that's running at the moment. Anything that has cap after it is also HP software that's just running in the background. They say that it's there to monitor your system and help prevent or send off information about any crashes that might happen, any issues. But really, it's just monitoring your system and starts up on its own. And if we just, here, we'll just end this task real quick. And if we give it a couple of seconds, it should just restart by itself. So even hitting the end task option on this is not a guaranteed way of shutting off these particular bits of software. Let's see here, network, nope. I may have already changed the settings on this and forgotten about it, or sometimes it just takes a couple of minutes to start up again. And the reason for that, if you want to just skip ahead and aren't interested in the reasoning for why, oh, there it is again. Yep, HP Insights Analytics Service just started up on its own. So the reason that this is happening is if we open up the drop-down menu right here, right-click and select Open Services, that brings up this window here. These are all of the active services and processes running on your system right now. So HP Insights Analytics Service, HP Insights Analytics, that would be this guy right here. One way that you can, this is the least invasive and safest way of disabling these processes. You can go into Properties. The startup type is automatic. We can just disable this so it won't start up on its own. And then under the recovery tab here, this is why it will persistently restart whenever we hit end task in the task manager. The system looks at this as a failure and it's told to just keep restarting this. So if we select take no action, take no action, take no action, apply, this piece of software is now permanently disabled. We'll just go ahead and stop it, turn it off. Okay, Now it's no longer in our list of active programs here. It's gone and it will not come back. This is the safest way to disable these programs without making your system unstable. And for every one of these processes that has HP before it, you can just go through this same process, stop the process. Well, actually, you should go into the settings first. Go into the properties, startup type disabled, recovery, take no action, take no action. Make sure all of these options are set for take no action, apply, okay, and it didn't restart before I changed those settings, so we are good to go there. And as I said, this is the safest way of disabling these bits of program here. However, the downside to this is anytime you have a Windows update, these settings are going to revert back to automatic start, restart itself, and you're just going to be right back in the same boat anytime you have a Windows update. If all you're looking to do is keep your system stable and increase the performance a little bit, well, firstly, I would recommend potentially looking at upgrading your RAM, especially if you're doing this on the same type of laptop that I have, because it becomes pre-set up from the store with only 4 gigs of RAM, which is really not enough. But RAM is cheap, but I digress. So this is a safe way of getting a little bit more performance and privacy out of your computer so that HP's bloatware and spyware software is not sending off info about your browsing history or computer usage to HP, because this is your device. You should be able to do what you want within the bounds of the law, I should say, and not have to worry about other companies or corporations looking over your shoulder. And the next thing that we can do to hopefully, it's not a guarantee, unfortunately, prevent Windows from updating these programs that we are just went through the process of disabling. I've left some of them running here for the moment. Disregard that. We'll come back to those. But what we can do is disable updates for these programs within the Windows registry. To get to the registry, you'll right-click on the Windows icon, select Run. That will bring up the Run window here. In this, we will type regedit, regedit. That will bring up a permission window here. Obviously, we'll select yes, we do want to access this. And you'll see this large menu of the entire registry for your Windows installation, all of your programs, software, drivers, anything and everything. What we want to do is scroll down to, in this case, the H section. Went a little past it. And right here, the 2 options that I have listed, HP Privacy Settings, HP System Event Utility. And depending on your computer, you may just want to go into every one of these that is HP related. We're going to select new string value. Our value name is going to be, we'll just go ahead and set the value for 1 right now and rename this to no, bear with me, fat fingering keyboard, no auto update. So select new string value, name it no auto update, and in the value set it to 1. Then set the value of these others to 0. I did this before this part right here. Again, new string value, no auto update. Select modify, go into value, select 1. The 1 indicates that this is active, 0 indicates that anything else is inactive. So this should hopefully prevent these programs from updating, which will prevent them from getting turned back on by the next Windows update that this computer does. And hopefully, again, I say hopefully because HP and Windows have a way of getting around these things. And I always, after a couple of weeks or months or after an update, will open my task manager again because Windows is running slowly again and see that just about all of these programs are running in the background again somehow. And I have to go through this process. So just get used to it for the time being. I'm sure there's a more permanent way of doing this, but for the time being, these are the options that we have available. And now on to the most risky slash dangerous option that may end up making this system unstable. I have crashed and corrupted my computer before, but I have everything backed up, so it's okay. I have had to reinstall Windows a couple of times on this computer to undo what I've done because of how integrated some of these programs are into the system. But before I do that, there is one other option to prevent HP and Windows from sending off your data to third parties. Go into the browser. There is a program called OOSU. OOSU10. Select this option here. The first result in Google, ONO Shutup, free anti-spy tool. Go here, simply download this software. It's a free download. I already have it. One moment, I'll get it started. This program does run with administrative privileges, but that is okay. It's a known piece of software. Simply a easy to understand toolbar with all of the permissions for your computer in one place. So what you can do is just select which of these options you would like to do. You'll notice that some functions of your computer disappear after running this program. For example, I'm going to select the moderate option, and I'm not worried about a system restore point, but you may want to simply take advantage of this software because of its ability to create a system restore point before doing anything that you see on this video. On the off chance that it makes your system unstable, then you can simply restore it back to the way that things were before taking any of these steps. But I'm going to select no. And I don't know if you noticed that, but Cortana just disappeared from the toolbar here because this disables Cortana among other things. So after running that, all of the privacy settings that I selected were applied. As you can go through the list, but it's an excellent, easy to use toolbar, and it's great to have installed or downloaded to your computer because you can just go into here and run this really quickly right after a Windows update, and it will restore most of your privacy settings that we've gone through today. And now, as promised, onto the most risky and invasive method of disabling these bits of software. The reason I left them open in the processes is so that I can demonstrate. You want to select the main program, open file location, brings up an Explorer window here, and you are now in the main files of your computer. Not quite System32, but pretty dang close. We're in x64, as you can see from the file location up here. So if we scroll down, here is this program that's running right now, and we are going to delete this. However, if we try to do that right now, we get this little pop-up window here. We do not have permission to perform this action, which I don't know about you, but makes me feel some kind of way.
Aren't we forgetting one teensy weensy but ever so crucial little tiny detail?
So, this is a relatively simple thing to get around. Simply go into Properties, our favorite thing, and in the Security tab, go down to Advanced Settings, and we can see that the owner of this file and program is set to System, with other users listed here. So what we want to do is change this to ourselves, and this is where you would type your personal username. I will do that here momentarily, and then just for good measure, change this to yourself, go into the Effective Access tab, do the same thing here, select a user, type in your username here, select OK, and then apply these settings. After you have taken ownership of this file, as you should see your name or your username at the top of the screen, you want to go into Change Permissions right here. Then select Disable Inheritance, remove all inherited permissions, and then just like we did before, or you select Add, select a principal, just like we did before, type your username, and then select Full Control. Apply again. OK. OK. And now that we've taken ownership of this file, go back into the Task Manager because you can't delete a file or program that's currently running. End task, go back to the file, delete, and it's gone. So you can go through and do this to all of the program files, for example, network cap, open file location, same folder, just a little bit farther down. Go into the Properties, under the Security tab, go to Advanced Settings, change the owner of the file right here to yourself. Go into Effective Access. This part isn't really necessary, but I have run into certain files in the past that require it. It just makes things easier. Apply. OK. We have to close out of this window and reopen it because, like, restarting your computer after a certain update. Now we can access the Change Permissions button. Disable inheritance for all users and the computer. Add a principal. Select ourselves. Full control. Apply. Yes. OK. OK. And delete. Oh, like I said before, you can't delete a program or file that's running or open in the background. Cancel. End task, go back into here, network cap, delete, and it's gone. All right, so you can go through and do this for all of these programs. Here's another one here, sysinfocap, HP System Info, HSA Service, completely unnecessary bloatware, spyware. I'm going to go through and delete all of these, and then we will reboot the computer and see if I've corrupted my system. All right, just finished rebooting the computer. Everything is working fine, and we are good to go here. So Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. This is a rudimentary method of getting a little bit more performance out of your computer and eliminating some of the background programs that are bogging down your system and spying on you while you do it. Thanks, HP. Go screw yourself, please. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.